Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world or whatever time you'll be watching this video. Now, guys, I have a truly heartbreaking story to share with you guys. And I want you guys really to share your thoughts and your opinions. And this is basically a case of, you know, a good deed going wrong, where a good Samaritan stepped in to assist someone and the good Samaritan lost his life. Now, you tell me, what would you have done in this situation? And will this story deter you from being a good Samaritan? Now, imagine showing up to work, just another normal day. You grab your coffee, you say good morning, and you expect to go home. But instead, you witness something disturbing. A man and a woman arguing, tension rising, voices getting louder, and in that moment you make a choice. Or do you walk away? Or do you step in? One man chose to help, and within seconds, that decision cost him his life. Now, this is the story of a good Samaritan who did what many of us believe is the right thing, and the tragic consequences that followed. It's a workplace parking lot in Texas became the scene of a horrifying act of violence. A man already known for a violent past confronted his wife. What started as an argument quickly escalated into something far more dangerous. And then someone stepped in. Not a police officer, not security, just a regular person trying to help. Reports say that the suspect, which was a convicted murderer out on parole, approached his wife at her workplace. Witnesses saw the confrontation unfolding. It wasn't just verbal, it felt volatile, unpredictable. And that's when Eddie Ray Hill Jr. made his move. He intervened. Think about that moment. No script, no training, no time to assess the full danger, just instinct. But the situation escalated instantly, and the suspect pulled out a firearm and shot Hill. The same man then shot his wife before ultimately taking his own life. All of it happened in front of people, in broad daylight, in a place that should have been safe. Let that sink in. A man is dead, not because he was involved in the conflict, but because he tried to stop it. And that raises a question that's uncomfortable but necessary. What would you have done? Would you step in, or would you hesitate, knowing this could happen? And we've all grown up hearing the same message. If you see something, do something. But real life isn't that simple. Because when you step into someone else's conflict, you're stepping into the unknown. You don't know who that person really is, what they're capable of, whether they're armed, or how far they're willing to go. In this case, the man wasn't just angry. He was someone who had already taken a life before. And that changes everything. So why do people still do it? Why do people like Eddie Ray Hill Jr. step forward? Because in that moment, it's not about logic. It's about humanity. You see someone in danger, you feel a responsibility, and you act before fear catches up. And that instinct to protect is powerful, but it can also be dangerous. And here's a truth we don't like to talk about. Doing the right thing doesn't always lead to the right outcome. Sometimes it leads to tragedy. And that doesn't mean people shouldn't help, but it does mean we need to rethink how we help. Because there's a difference, being brave and being unprepared for violence. Now, helping doesn't always mean stepping in physically. Sometimes the smartest move is calling 911 immediately, creating attention, yelling, drawing a crowd, keeping distance while monitoring the situation. Because once a weapon is involved, everything changes. Now, Eddie Ray Hill Jr. made a choice rooted in courage. He saw someone in danger and he acted. that deserves respect. But his story is also a warning, because in today's world, you never truly know what you're stepping into. And sometimes the line between hero and victim is just a single moment. This story comes from Fox 26 out of Houston. It says a man convicted of murder and released on parole last year killed a bystander and seriously wounded his wife before turning the gun on himself in a factory parking lot Tuesday morning. So the shooting happened at around 6:30 a.m. at Texarkana Aluminum on Alumax Drive in Nash, Texas. Nash police officers arriving at the scene found the bodies of 2 men and a critically injured woman. Investigators identified the shooter as Wendell Lane Champion Jr., 40, of Hope in Arkansas. Police said the incident began as a domestic dispute between Champion and his wife, Candice Jolene Champion, 37, who is an employee at the plant. A second man, Eddie Ray Hill Jr., 48, of Texarkana, Texas, was shot and killed when he tried to intervene in the confrontation after arriving for work. And this is according to a police statement. Now, after killing Hill, police say the suspect shot his wife and then committed suicide. Candice Champion was taken to Texarkana Hospital. Police officials say she is stable but did not release her condition. Now, in digging deeper, police records show that Wendell Champion had a significant criminal history. He was convicted of first-degree murder in Harris County, Texas in 2010 and was released on parole in 2025. And Champion and another person, Princeton Mortel Williams, were charged with capital murder that happened on August 26, 2007. And according to the city of Houston, 57-year-old Luis Ayala, a security officer, was shot in the leg and died from his injuries. Police said Champion and Williams went into the business and assaulted and shot Ayala before they robbed an employee at gunpoint. They ran from the scene with a large amount of cash. And Williams was convicted of the lesser included offense of aggravated robbery and sentenced to life in prison. Now, the Nash Police Department extends its deepest condolences to the families, loved ones, and employees of Texarkana Aluminum who were affected by this tragedy. Now, authorities stated that there are no other suspects and no ongoing threat to the public, and the investigation into the circumstances of the shooting remains active. Now, this is a very unfortunate incident of a Good Samaritan. You know, I know people always say that no good deed goes unpunished, but man, this is just way too extreme. Let me know if you guys see or meet up on a conflict. What will you do? Will you try to break it up? Or, as they say, you try to assist in other ways, calling 911, trying to create distraction, disturbance, alerting others to the situation? Or do you put yourself in the middle to stop that interaction? Let me know in the comment section. And please remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel. Catch you on the next one.